Bienvenue, welcome once again to another live stream. This is Resilience 2.0, stars Stephanie Mitchell Hughes, a lady who's been through what she referred to as hard places, learnt the lessons from them, now seeks to try and educate and support. She's been a TED speaker, TEDx speaker, and generally has a mission to try and improve mostly Black America, but I think there are lessons for everyone here,
right,
about how to be resilient in the face of ongoing pressure. Now, we've been doing this is the second of a two-part special, and this one is called "The Assault on Black Girl Magic Continues,"
right.
and we're talking about specifically focused on one person, but it widens out from that. The lady we're focusing on is Lisa D. Cook, the trailblazer in economics, an American economist, made history as the first Black woman, or first woman of color, I should say, to serve on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, and she took office in May 2022. It's groundbreaking, and I mean, in my opinion, it should have happened 100 years ago. But we're putting that to one side, because I'm an equal opportunities person. I think anybody should be able to have if they've got the credentials. And let's face it, if I can quickly just talk about them.
Yeah,
Physics and philosophy from Spelman, which importantly is Stephanie's alma mater.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wanna say a few things about Lisa, Lisa Cook. So she's Dr. Lisa Cook. She has a PhD from the UCLA.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, University of California at Berkeley. And she also received a second BA. Not only did she have a BA from Spelman, but she has a second BA that she received from Oxford University, which is over in your neck of the woods, Gareth.
But someone might say that's an auspicious one, because Oxford.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a known.
It's relatively recently that people of color have featured in Oxford anyway, and on top of that, no offense, but she's a woman, so that's also unusual. I mean, less and less so these days, but the fact is that the cream rises to the top, and she's definitely the cream. She's literally paving the way for women of any color, frankly.
Well, and you're one of, I mean, I'm sure there's more than just one former prime minister graduated from Oxford, but
many.
But I mean, you've got Margaret Thatcher graduated from Oxford.
Sure.
And but went on to of course achieve a lot, agree, disagree, but she had massive contributions, made significant contributions to society. So, Lisa.
She had 58 prime ministers. 31 were educated at the University of Oxford, and 14 at Cambridge.
Okay. So, Lisa has been on the faculty at Harvard. I mean, while at Harvard, she was the deputy director for Africa research at the Center for International Development at Harvard. And so she's just gone on to really is a trailblazer.
Absolutely.
And just first upon first. And she's a brilliant professor, a brilliant teacher of economics, person who really understands.
To use an old English expression, she knows her onions.
Yeah, I mean, yes, she does. She knows she is a brilliant professor, brilliant economist,
Yep.
understands the nature and responsibility of the Fed, which sets economic policy. They also determine whether interest rates should go up or down. They understand all of the nuances of how and what types of things impact the economy, and their main focus is the economy and to do what they need to do to take care of it.
I think I know the reason why perhaps she's been targeted recently, and it's not perhaps what was immediately obvious. Um, she was a senior economist in the Obama administration Council of Economic Advisors, 2011 to 2012.
And that possibly may have been maybe a reason, but there are currently she and the chair of the Federal Reserve Board, Jerome Powell,
Yeah.
have, for whatever reason, and people can theorize about the rationale behind that themselves. I'm just here to talk about and highlight the brilliance of another Black woman,
Yep.
and who is and embodies Black girl magic in terms of her achievements, in terms of her first. She was the first Marshall Scholar from Spelman. The first of, and now being on the Federal Reserve Board. She is a professor at Michigan State University. She has distinguished herself and been educated and trained to do a very serious job, and is taking that responsibility very seriously without regard to party, without regard to outside pressures, just simply to deal with what economic theory says needs to happen. And also, she's not on the Federal Reserve Board by herself. She is one member of the Board of Federal Reserve Governors. That's it. And I think that it is really important to allow the governors of the Federal Reserve Board, who are, I believe, confirmed by Congress,
Yep.
and assigned a term. And it is important for them to be able to do their work. I've never seen an instance that I can recall where you have an outright attempt to just simply remove individuals from the Federal Reserve Board. We also have Carla Hayden, who was the former Librarian of Congress, highly intelligent, extremely accomplished woman who is Black and out there doing the work on behalf of the American people. Sarah unceremoniously removed from her position. The same thing with two Black women.
How do you spell Carla?
Carla.
And her surname?
Hayden, Hayden.
Ah, got it right.
So she was the former Librarian of Congress. And again, people just don't get appointed to positions like that with a high level of responsibility. She was, again, vetted by Congress, and she represents the American people in the Library of Congress. And it's not just a building with a lot of nice things in it.
It's amazing, actually. She's since the 70s, she's been a public librarian, focusing her PhD on library science. So she really is the right person for the job, and she's a champ. Her biggest project is to champion privacy.
Well, and the thing is that she's qualified for the position, or else her appointment would not have been approved. We also have two women, other women, again, brilliant. Charlotte Burrows, Jocelyn Samuels, they were, or there's an attempt to remove them from the end of their before the end of their term from the EEOC. Again, no finding of some level of misconduct, no finding of any improprieties, but highly intelligent, qualified women who were appointed.
Well, she was seen as the national symbol of progress, a landmark for inclusion and modernization. Now, I know that inclusion is a dirty word in some people's mouths, but we live in a world with, let's face it, specifically looking at America, that America was built on inclusion of all types, races, creeds, and cults. The whole point is it's got a bit of everything in it. And to now try and unwind that ball of wool of multiple colours and races and creeds, and by trying to nuke people who are active cultural leaders in that process, just seems absurd.
Well, the thing is that, again, we have, my ultimate point is, Spelman prepares Black women to go out and change the world. We are not here, and we don't make that statement lightly or just are very cavalier about it. We take that choice to change the world very seriously, and we prepare ourselves. Spelman does plant the seeds and Spelman prepares us, but to go out and to change the world in a very positive way and to contribute to the world without regard to what someone's race is, their economic status,
right,
what their nationality may be. We're there, and the choice to change the world is really at its foundation the choice to serve, to be of service, and to contribute positively to our country. And that is part of that. And we look at this, I look at this as I've said before, I am just another Black girl. And so that is why I talk about this through the lens of Black girl magic. And this is why I wanted, if nothing else, to highlight the accomplishments, the brilliance, the qualifications of other Black women who have worked hard and take their work and their responsibilities very seriously. And for them to be just unceremoniously or attempted to be unceremoniously removed for reasons other than their conduct or just some without proof of any type of malfeasance is wrong. And I just wanted to use and take this opportunity to say that. I think that I want to applaud Lisa Cook and Carla Hayden and Charlotte Burroughs and Jocelyn Samuels and all the other Black women, Letitia James, I applaud them for standing firm and continuing to stand tall. And in watching them get up and continue to do the work that they do every single day, they are an example of resilience. So no matter how many times we're attacked, how many times we get knocked down, we get back up.
Right.
And we continue to serve, because that is what we have been built and equipped to do.
Right.
So that's all I really wanted to say. You know, the assault on Black Girl Magic can continue and continue and continue, but just understand that we will continue to stand firm. And as the Spelman hymn says so eloquently, we are undaunted by the fight.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. I as a Brit, and in some ways, perhaps we started all this nonsense back in the times of tea being chucked overboard in Boston. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just hoping that common sense will eventually prevail, because it seems to me that, without getting political, there are a number of opportunities that are being missed here to improve the well-being of the American people. And it's the American people that will suffer, not the oligarchs that currently inhabit some other regions, as it were. It's the Black people, the Jews, the Muslims, the Sikhs, the marginalized, the disabled, the drug, the ex-drug addicts, the alcoholics, etc. Everyone marginalized on the edge of society is what is going to be suffering most, and they need to take a look at themselves, perhaps do a little bit of history reading, and read about Germany in the early 1930s, and see the parallels there, and perhaps the Jewish chant shortly after the relief of the Holocaust was "never again." And I fear that people are not taking that seriously. We should stop for a moment, look what's really going on, and say "never again," and pull back and try and pull forward so that everyone, women, Black people, the lot of them, everyone out there, they need to be recognized as a meritocracy, not by whoever shouts the loudest, who's got the most money in the bank. It needs to be the skills led, intentions led, integrity led, and as I said, a meritocracy. Sorry, I'll get off my orange box now. Thank you.
Well, but no, I mean, like I said, resilience in and of itself oftentimes it requires that we stay the course, that we stay focused, that we remember what the goal is, and also that we again remain unbowed and undaunted. And that is, I mean, and regardless of the circumstances, regardless of who is in charge, regardless of the politics of the situation, none of that, I cannot allow any of that to take me off course one way or another, because the mission, the goal remains the same. And that is to help people, we equip people. What I hope to do is to equip people give people some encouragement to stand regardless of the circumstances. And so in this instance and on this episode, that is what I want to just simply say, especially to those high profile Black women who are out in the public eye and what have you. And so that is what my message is to them, and also secondarily to other people, regardless of who you are and regardless of your circumstances. Stand firm, be focused, stay in the fight.
They can only win if you back down. If you are still showing up with the same message, unified. This is why I say to people, you need to unify. If your voice is loud and as one, then peaceful protesting will work. I mean, if anyone wants a history lesson in peaceful protest, you need to look at Gandhi and all of that, because he mobilized thousands of people to peacefully protest against the British, and eventually they won through. You have to realize that you may have to go through hard places to get there, but it will be worth it in the end, because it's not about might is right. It's about good sense and identity prevailing. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for bringing this to everyone, and I hope those watching have found this as stirring as I do, and I hope it stirs you to take action, or at least maintain the course. Until next week, try and keep your feet on the ground. Please keep reaching for the stars. Please, 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 and look after your mental health. Until next time, bye-bye.